For this problem, we're going to try another one. Jane had 97 cups of flour to share equally among 8 bakeries. Exactly how many cups of flour will she give to each bakery? So I'm going to write down she has 97 cups and we have 8 bakeries. The first step that I need to do is the same thing. I'm looking to see what the problem's asking me about. I see the words share equally. When you share something, you're dividing it up amongst groups. So, if I know that shared equally means divide, what numbers am I going to divide? What divided by what? If you did 97 divided by 8, you are correct. Step 2. I'm going to solve it. But before I solve it, I need to know what kind of remainder it is. Is it an object that can't be split? Well, I know that if I pour flour, I can split it up pretty easily. So it's not an object. It's not something I can't break in half or split amongst. Is it something that can be split up, like food, flour, or dirt? Is it a travel day, or is it about? My best option would be that it's something I can split up. So my rule is that my remainder is going to be a fraction. So if I were to solve 97 divided by 8, if I were to solve this in a calculator and do 97 divided by 8, I would get a number that has decimals. And remember, our rule, when we look at our sheet, is if something can be split up, the remainder is going to be a fraction. So this way won't work. So I'm going to go with my 1, 2, 3 steps. The first step of my 1, 2, 3 steps is going to be to just draw how many groups I have. You're going to draw your divisor. How many groups, right? So ask yourself, do I have 100 groups or something, or am I dividing something by 8 groups? I'm definitely dividing something by 8 groups. So go ahead and draw that now. So now that I have my 8 groups drawn, I go to my second step, which is going to be, we're going to see how many times my divisor, or 8, can go into 97. This is that partial portion we were talking about, right? So I want to know how many times I can put 8 into 97 into my group. So a good place to always start is going to be, just go ahead and multiply it by 10. 10 is always a good place to start, which means I'm giving my 8 groups 10 cups of flour each. So go ahead and write 10 in each group, just like this. So if each group gets 10, how much are they getting all together? 8 times 10 would be that all the groups all together, I've used 80 cups. But I want to get rid of all of the flour. So let's see where I'm at so far. If I gave each group 80 cups, that leaves me with 17 cups. Well, how many times can 8 go into 17? I know that 8 times 2 is 16. So I'm going to give each group another 2 cups. Okay, so instead of 10, they'll get another 2. All right, so if I gave each group 2, I need to take that away because I gave an additional 16 cups. And I'm left over with 1 cup. So this is going to represent our 1 cup of flour. What can I do? Because I have to give every last piece of flour to these bakeries. So if I'm left with 1 cup, how can I divvy it up? How can I share it equally so that it is equal amongst the 8 groups? I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to split this up into 8 pieces for each group. Okay? So if I give this little piece to this group, that bakery, each bakery is getting 1 out of 8 pieces. Okay? So go ahead and give the rest of these pieces. So if I get rid of this one, give this piece to this group. Go ahead and do that. Draw each little 1/8 in each of these groups. My question asked me how much each group got. So if I circled this, I know that this group got 12 cups. And what does this represent? We just said down here, and 1 out of 8 cups of flour. Your answer should be this.